What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are back again this morning, Sunday, the 21st of July. I hope every single one of you are doing well. I've only been up for about 45 minutes, so do bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure we are hitting up the likes, man. We're going to be talking about Arsenal as we usually do. I think there is a breakthrough. Welcome to Arsenal. Riccardo Calafiori is finally joined. I think he's also confirmed it. His partners confirmed it as well. Fabrizio Romano did confirm yesterday that Bologna and Arsenal have finally, after about 6 weeks, finally agreed a fee over the player. And as we do know, personal terms have already been agreed. So it's done and dusted. Here we go, more or less. Welcome to Arsenal. But what else is going to get done in this window? We've only got just over a month, really. What is it? The 21st of July. Window closes on the 31st of August. The season kicks off on the 17th of August. So we ain't got long left. Are we going to be signing anyone else? Who else are we going to be signing? There's no real concrete links out there. And maybe Arsenal are just literally keeping everything under the carpet. They don't want no one to know nothing, and they're going to surprise us with maybe Victor Gyökeres. They might surprise us, I don't know, with João Neves. I don't know. We need a central midfielder. We need a striker. We needed an LB. We kind of identified that. We've sorted that out. Does that mean Zinchenko is going to be leaving? Kivior, perhaps? Who's going to be leaving as well? There's so much to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button. Do subscribe. Order that. Make sure you subscribe to the Wax and Filter channel as well. New video, new content dropping literally every day on that channel now. Yeah. Literally every day. It's crazy. So make sure you guys subscribe to the Wax and Filter channel. Get yourself involved in what we've got going on over there. We got my guy H in the building. We got Troy in the building. We got Sergio. Yeah, we got Gemiola in the building. Big up Guile. Yeah, my guy Guile in the building. We appreciate you, Guile. Thank you ever so much, my guy. I'm 1962 Gooner in the building. We got Pep Teta in the building. Oh man, big up my guy Troy. We got John. We've got God's Power in the building. Who else we got in there? Who else we got? We've got Zeeks. We've got Tamina Ahmed. We've got Mr. Robbo. Jigger Van Persie, my brother. Come on, man. Big up Guna Mateta. Yeah, we've got the gang. We've got Nort. We've got my brother Nathan Hawford in the building as well. Big up all the members. Come on, all of that. My system seems to be moving slow. I'm sure you guys are not surprised. But yeah, man, so interesting stuff. We've got Man United convincing Obi Martin to actually leave Arsenal Football Club. That's an interesting topic. I can't wait till we get to that. So what is Arsenal doing with Obi Martin? Have we given up hopes on trying to secure this guy to a long-term deal or to a senior contract? According to some of the reports, he's already been at the Manchester United training grounds. Yeah, he's already there to go and see what the facilities are looking like. So maybe he's being convinced to join them. Danny Olmo should be next. He's an incredible player, 26 years old, currently plays for RB Leipzig, had a fantastic Euros. And I mean, I've always been familiar with Danny. I'm sure most of you guys would have been. Surprising that he stayed at RB Leipzig for so long. You would have assumed he would have kind of joined a bigger football club by now, maybe Bayern Munich. They usually kind of pounce and poach, or even Dortmund, poach the RB Leipzig players. So yeah, man, he could be a player. You never know. He's release clause. He had a release clause in his contract. I think it was 50 or 60 million euros. That ended yesterday. So he his value is going to be sky high. RB Leipzig are going to probably demand about 80, 90 million if anyone wants to sign him. We have no funds, got to sell to buy. Saliba will get funds in, but if we get sold, I am done with this club. Why are we talking about Saliba? Saliba isn't going anywhere, bro. I'm telling you, Saliba is here for the rest of his career. It rhymes for a reason, okay? He is not going anywhere. He's not going Real Madrid. He's definitely not going PSG, that shit show of a football club. He's definitely not going there. There's nowhere else for him to go, to be quite fair. Arsenal is the next big thing, I swear to you. Arsenal is going to be the next new big thing. Like Man City, big thing on the planet, biggest thing on the planet, them and Real Madrid, more or less. Arsenal are going to be in that conversation really, really soon. Players are not going to want to leave. We'll be able to offer everyone the biggest pay packets. We'll be able to sign any player we want. That's where I see this project going, with or without Mikel Arteta. I have to be honest. Big up my guy Alex. And the reason I feel that way is because of our owners. Our owners are serious guys, man. They didn't, take over this football club for it to be a top 4 football club. They want Arsenal to be one of the biggest football clubs on the planet, regardless of who the manager is. So I believe in our owners. I believe that the owners will continue to catapult this football club and take it to that level. That was the idea, man. That was the idea. The stumbling block come into play when Usmanov didn't want to sell his shares. But we're here now. The only stumbling block we have now is the incompetence of our sporting director. That's the problem we have now, ladies and gentlemen. A guy that is struggling, absolutely struggling to not only get deals done, but to sell players, bro. Sell players. This guy is struggling. And the amount of money that we've spent on this project, as we do know, over the past 4.5 years, it's been astronomical. We have not seen an ROI on that money being spent, and therefore Edu is under pressure. Okay, it's time to deliver. All right, so let's see what he does. I mean, we're going to be talking about Eddie Nketiah, his exit potentially being next. Marseille have launched another bid. They've put a potential proposal on the table. I'm not too sure what the figures are saying. They're not disclosing any figures at this moment in time, but they have approached Arsenal with a new proposal. Marseille are doing mad things at the moment. Mason Greenwood done. They've just sold Aubameyang to Saudi. Who else have they signed? They signed about 2-3 other dons. They've signed Højbjerg from Tottenham. De Zerbi's not playing around. Maybe De Zerbi could win the Ligue 1 in his first season whilst he's there. He could win the league in his first season. Marseille are more than capable of doing that. And the fact that PSG have lost Kylian Mbappe, the driving force behind their team winning the league every single season, now they've lost him. Who are they going to really be relying on? Who's going to step up for PSG? I think it could be a problem for them this season. They're looking at Victor Osimhen as a replacement for Kylian Mbappe, but can Victor Osimhen really offer the team what Mbappe was offering the team? I don't know. I don't think so. And this is where you're going to have to, man like Dembele, these guys are going to have to step up to the plate and be those guys, aren't they? And Nketiah will cook in the McDonald's League. I'm looking forward to this, I'm so looking forward to seeing how Eddie Nketiah performs over in France because of the Balogun debate, because of the Balogun debate. And I'm not gonna say that Eddie Nketiah is gonna go over there and flop. You can't go over and play for a team like Marseille and flop. We already have to kind of bear in mind that when Balogun went over there, he went to Reims. Reims was a avoid relegation team. Okay. Avoid relegation, mid-table swinging team. So to bang 23 goals in the league for those guys is incredible. Now, he hasn't done the same thing for Monaco, but his numbers still actually are decent enough. They're not bad. His numbers ain't actually bad. Bearing in mind, he has also been playing out of position. So, and that's, wings, dropping deep, playing as more of a number 10 just behind the striker as well. They've played him in a variety of different positions. But Balogun's still a baller, and I need to see what Eddie Nketiah can do for a team like Marseille. I think he will bag. I think he'll get himself 15 goals. It'll be stupid. It would be bizarre for a player to not get 15 goals in a team like Marseille, who are probably going to be one of the favorites to win the league this season. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's get into the main stories. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. So do fasten your seatbelts, hit that like button. Come on, big up all the real ones. Big up my guy Static in the building. Hey, bro, come on. Your title is not official yet. Wait until Calafiori completes his medical, and then he's officially holding the shirt. I mean, look, it's not official, published, but look, come on, it's inevitable that this is done. So I'm going to say welcome to Arsenal because his girlfriend's confirmed it. He's more or less confirmed it. The medical is not going to foul the medical, blood. And even if he fouls the medical, they'll redo the medical again. It's not like if he fouls the medical, the whole transfer, breaks down. No. Calafiori is an Arsenal player, bro. He's an Arsenal player. I'm just doing the welcome to Arsenal before anyone else does it. Don't worry, man. They'll be following soon. That's what I'm saying. They're going to be following. They're going to be following, bro. Calafiori is definitely an Arsenal player. We did not waste 7 weeks on trying to get this deal done, and for this guy just to say no. You know what I mean? But I hear you though, Static. Big up my guy, Static. Yeah, we just need to move. We actually now need to move on to a new player. Like, we need to move on to like a striker, central midfielder. Like, what are Arsenal going to be doing next? You know, I think the next big move that Arsenal are going to make is Eddie Nketiah. I think that's going to be a move that Arsenal like really pattern up over the next couple coming days. Like, that is something that they're trying to focus on because they need money, bro. Remember, we need money. We can't keep shelling out peas. We got no money. We got no money, so selling has to, come first. Selling has to come first. Calafiori got his dream move. Exactly, man. He's been an Arsenal fan since he was a child. I see a picture of him the other day, probably about 7 years old, 8 years old, wearing an Arsenal jersey. Everyone was Arsenal fans. It's crazy. That's the pull that Arsene Wenger had, though. Listen, we can't take this away from Arsene Wenger. That is the pull that Arsene Wenger had. The fact that every single young player, nearly every single superstar player that's come through the ranks in football at some point in their life supported Arsenal or were seen wearing an Arsenal shirt. You know what I mean? You have to thank Arsene Wenger. You have to thank Henry, bro. They gave us different pull in this game. Different pull. It's crazy. Anyway, let's get into this. So what we got going on first here? Okay, so this guy. We haven't even set up yet. This is what I was failing to do. Look at that. Layouts. Where's my layouts? Okay, layouts. There we go. So reaction. So this should do it for me. There we go. All right. So this guy, Tommy Setford, comes from Ajax. He's an English player. I'm not too sure what academy he would have come. Did the Ajax academy come through? But Arsenal have officially signed this player. So finalizing the move for the Ajax goalkeeper Tommy Setford, with a plan for him to play a part in their tour to the USA. I mean, is that our focus? Like getting these young players involved in the USA? Well, what's really going on, man? What's really going on? I really want to know what the plan is. You know, I see we played. I think it was Leighton Orient behind closed doors. Jesus, and who scored the second goal? Was it Eddie Nketiah? Who scored our second goal? I know Jesus scored one goal. Who scored our second goal? But I see they played behind closed doors. I see Charlie Bettino was involved, and I know a lot of people are kind of curious to know what's going on with Charlie. Is Charlie going to be staying? Are we going to be finding another loan move for him? Are we going to be selling him? Do you know what I mean? We're just leaving it so late in the window. Like, this is the reason I'm concerned, because I'm thinking, do these guys actually have an idea? Do they know who they want to sell? Have they got, moves in the pipeline for certain? Oh, it's ESR. How did I forget ESR? Because we wanted to talk about ESR, and he's the one that scored. He was the captain as well for the game, which is pretty interesting. And a part of me believes that Arsenal are trying to convince ESR to stay. I think they want him to stay. I don't think we are trying to sell ESR. I don't think we're trying to sell him. I think new contract incoming, 100k a week, 120k a week. That's what I think we're going to do for ESR. We're going to get to ESR in a second, though. But my bad. How did I forget it was ESR? So yeah, I'm just curious to know, like, what is the motive? What is the moves that Arsenal are trying to make in this window? This young player obviously joins, but he's not going to be joining the senior team, is he? We're still pursuing Dan Bentley, according to some of these reports as well, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually interesting. Dan Bentley, we've actually apparently launching another bid for Dan Bentley. Now, I'm not too sure how true this is, but I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, we've had a bid rejected of 50k. And now we're going to launch another one, maybe 59k. I don't know. But I don't necessarily see the need for Dan Bentley. I mean, if you're signing this guy here, if we're signing, young Tommy, yeah. If we're signing young Tommy, and we've got Carl Hayne. I mean, is there a necessity for Dan Bentley? Are we only doing it for the homegrown reasons, or do we like the quality of the player and we believe that the guy can, give us something if needed? Like, I don't know. I really don't know, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think, but according to the reports, it's telling us that Arsenal are ready to launch another bid. So here it is. It says Arsenal have made a new and improved bid for Wolves goalkeeper Dan Bentley, thought to be in the region of 300k. So they've given him an extra 250k, despite Wolves' 1 million valuation. So Wolves want 1 million, and then man are trying to bid 300k. Usually on Football Manager, it ends there, and you don't usually get to the million. You struggle. It's like, oh man, I've only got 500k, and I'm trying to offer these. They want 1 million. I'm trying to offer them 300. I don't know. So 300k. Wolves value him at 1 million. The two clubs are close to agreeing on a compromise. So let's see what actually happens, but it does look like Arsenal are going to be signing another goalkeeper. If Arsenal are signing Dan Bentley, I can only assume he's going to go in as number 2. Like, you're not going to sign Dan Bentley and Dan Bentley's going to be your number 3. This guy Mikel Arteta rarely even changes the goalie. Dan Bentley will be happy to just sit on the bench, watch Champions League football, and get paid, 40k a week. You know what I mean? He can't be a number 3. He won't even make the bench. What is he coming for? So I can only assume we're signing him as a number 2. David Raya is the number 1. These links with what's his name again? What's this guy's name again? The guy who plays for Espanyol. I forgot his name. Gomez? Is it Gomez? I think it's Gomez. Yeah, are we going to be signing him? He's allegedly meant to be coming in as our number 2. I don't know. Really don't know. Hayne also signed a new contract. This is what I'm saying. I don't know what's going on here. One of the reports recently told us that Hayne was going to get sent out on loan, and it was going to be to a team where he would be the number 1 goalkeeper. So I think us bidding for players is a smokescreen to fool fans. Clubs active deep down, no fun, sell to buy. Danny Olmo, Bakayoko, and Calafiori. That's not a bad transfer market for us. Yeah, I guess so, man. I wouldn't even necessarily say we need Bakayoko. I'll leave him over there in the Eredivisie, bro. I don't really trust these Eredivisie players. I don't trust them. Sorry, man. Jeremy, he looks like a reborn Jeremy Doku. That's what he looks like. And Jeremy Doku actually looks more efficient, more incisive. So I don't want to reborn Jeremy Doku, bro. And I just don't think a winger at this moment in time is a necessity for Arsenal. I think we can put Jesus on the wing. We've got Trossard, Martinelli. They're trying to put Martinelli on the right, even though he looked uncomfortable at the back end of last season. We can, hopefully in this pre-season he finds, confidence to play on his right foot. And he usually dribbles with his right foot and shoots with his right foot. So playing on the right-hand side, I'm not too sure why Martinelli looked uncomfortable. Maybe it's just the space. Maybe it's the way he's maneuvering his body in the positions that he's taken up to receive the ball. Maybe he's just uncomfortable doing it on the right-hand side. But this is something he's got to work on. However, we still got players that can play in these positions. I would prefer to see Jesus on the right-hand side. Mikel Arteta made a crazy statement the other day and said Jesus is definitely top 5 number 9s in the world. I was like, oh no, please. Like, would you agree with that, guys? Would you agree with Mikel Arteta's statement? Like, Gabriel Jesus is one of top 5 strikers on the planet, blood. Can you guys comment and let me know? Do you agree? Is Gabriel Jesus one of top 5 number 9s on the planet? I mean, this could be a Jesus comeback season. He could be on smoke this season. You never know, man. I do like Jesus. I'm not actually saying he's a bad player or anything like that. I wouldn't say he's top 5 number 9s, but he's not far down in the pecking order. I think what lets Jesus down is his goal conversion. But if you're looking at his overall play, I think he definitely deserves to be spoken about. You know what I mean? People are saying top 35, top 20, not even top 20, I'm seeing. Not even top 20. I mean, if you're looking at, when you say number 9, you're obviously thinking of those traditional number 9s, isn't it? And if we are to be real, there's probably so many more better number 9s tailored to scoring goals than Jesus. So you're probably right. He might not even get into the top 20. So it is slightly delusional for Mikel Arteta to say he's top 5. In fact, what top 5 he was in was the top 5 worst strikers in the Premier League. He was in the top 5. Eddie was in the top 5, and Kai Havertz was in the top 5. Kai Havertz, in fact, was number 1. He was number 1, and then we signed him. It was so crazy because it was that summer we signed him where I read that stat, sorry. And I was just thinking, why do we have the two of the worst strikers in the Premier League at this moment in time for goal conversion, and then we go and sign the number 1, the worst one for goal conversion, which means chances have been created for these guys, but they're not converting the chances. Like, they're not clinical. That's what that stat was. So it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. And now we've all been PR'd into believing that Kai Havertz is the next Dennis Bergkamp. Oh my God. The game is wild. You know, anyway, there. The game is absolutely wild. Anyway. Make sure you are hitting the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Big up the coffee gang. All of that. Yeah, man, the game is going wild at this moment in time. All right, what else we got going on over here? What else have we got going on over here? If my computer will work for me, then I'll be able to tell you. What is this I'm seeing here? Reece Nelson. All right, let's move on to Eddie Nketiah, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so it has been said, and this needs to be translated. So this is the recent update we've got here on Eddie. It needs to be translated. So it says seduced. I thought it said scheduled. Seduced by Sporting Project, Nketiah wants to join Marseille. He wants to link up with Mason Greenwood. He wants to link up with all the Dons over there, man. Come on. He's going to feel comfortable. He actually might feel at home when he goes over there. There's going to be a few Dons there that he'll be familiar with. And I think those Premier League players that join at the same time, they will just literally connect together because they were all Premier League players. Do you know what I mean? So they would have their own little social group. Imagine that Højbjerg, the little fraud, trying to link up with Eddie Nketiah. These frauds. Anyway, even if the amount and the formula has not been filtered, Marseille has sent a first offer for Eddie Nketiah. Current discussions. Okay. Obviously that's been translated, so it does sound like it's some broken English there, but yeah, it does look like this is a deal that is on the verge of happening. Even though Arsenal have confirmed that Eddie Nketiah is going to be joining them on the US tour, I think they'll just, even if he's on the US tour, he just leaves. He does his medical there in the USA and then he just leaves. That's what I think happens with this one in Marseille. The question mark is, how much money do Arsenal receive for Eddie Nketiah? Let me see if I can find the report where there's anything kind of indicating figures, because I want to know. You know, we were talking about £50 million the other day. I know Marseille are paying £50 million for this guy. It might end up coming back to a loan. It could be a loan with an optional obligation to buy. We don't even know yet. But we do have what do we have? Where's this, bro? Where's this report? I must have not have retweeted it. Clearly didn't retweet it. I always do this. But yeah, I don't know what the figures are on this one. No, that's Smith Rowe. I don't know what the figures are on this this Eddie Nketiah one, but some people are believing that it's about 25 million euros. So 25 million euros probably works out to be about 21 million pounds, 20 million pounds. Is that probably like Granit Xhaka money? You know, what we sold Granit Xhaka to Bayern Leverkusen for is probably what Eddie will cough up for Eddie Nketiah, but it remains to be seen. Riccardo Calafiori put this out on his Twitter, and he says, at the Premier League, are you ready? Is this his actual Twitter, though? It's verified. No, this is not his Twitter. He wouldn't have 11K, would it? It's definitely not his Twitter. But there he is in the Arsenal JFC old jersey. Look at him. These men have been fans of Arsenal for years, and his dream to play for Arsenal is about to become true, ladies and gentlemen. What Fabrizio Romano was basically saying, more on Riccardo Calafiori, 2 Arsenal exclusive stories. There's new round of talks ready on Sunday, which is today, in order to close the deal. Just waiting for Bologna and Basel to agree on sell-on clause payment structure. No medical tomorrow. Formal steps and signature expected next week. So that is what Fabrizio Romano has to say. Bologna and Basel, that's interesting. Oh, Bologna are so pissed. They're so pissed. They're so pissed. It's a fan account. Yeah, I soon realized. They're so pissed though. Imagine that 50%. 50%. And that shit's also got to get taxed. So you've got to pay 50% to Basel. Just to let you know, I don't think they pay any tax in Switzerland. So that 50, I'm about to say 50 mil. That 50% is just straight all in Basel's pocket. Bologna, however, they've got to pay a certain amount of tax on their transfers. Yeah, they got finessed. They've been finessed. They've literally finessed themselves, man. They finessed themselves. But in saying that, they only paid about, I think it was about 7 million. They paid about Nuno Tavares type money for Calafiori. So they did make a profit. I think they make about 25 million altogether, deducted by the tax. I'm not too sure how much tax they pay over there, probably like 20%. I mean, we're doing 22% over here, just to let you guys know. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. That man got bumped though. That man got finessed. Wax, I believe we will sell the players we need and we'll buy Gyökeres and Kimmich or Fofana. Ain't Fofana agreed to join AC Milan? If I'm wrong, you can get me on a future show and kick my ass. That's mad. How am I meant to kick your ass on a show? It's impossible, my friend. Calafiori is the new Maldini. Absolutely, man. He looks qualified. Let's be real. He's aggressive. He's physical. Got a presence. He likes to get forward. He likes to invert. He can play central areas. He can pick out passes. He can cross balls into the box. You know, he makes the overlaps. Like he literally is, a left back that you would want in this system, because he isn't one of those guys that are just going to stick to one way of playing. One thing that we struggle with is trying to switch it up in game. We've got an inverted left back, and all the inverted left back does is invert. Martinelli's suffering, but we don't try and do anything to pattern up a different pattern of play, more or less, in that, in those areas. Now we've got someone that can comfortably overlap on the left-hand side. Whew. Yeah, I expect us to, put together different patterns, especially for Martinelli, who has been suffering. He has been suffering. So maybe this could be this could be the Martinelli comeback season. Like, this could be the Martinelli comeback season. Someone said Jesus earlier. This could be the Martinelli comeback season, guys. Yeah. The season before last, man, he had a good season. I think it was 20 GA in that season. Best season that he's had at Arsenal, and that's all in the league as well. So good season for Martinelli. But last season it fell off. Wasn't the best of seasons. But context is key. We understand what happened. So no one's kind of sour over that season. Let's just hope that he comes alive this season. I think he will. It's gonna be raring to go. And interestingly, I think we could see a new position for Martinelli. I think we could see Martinelli actually take up more of a central position. I've been seeing him doing it for Brazil, over in a Copa America, like playing in a different position, or in their friendlies. One of the games that I saw recently, anyway, whereby they were playing Martinelli in the more, not a number 9 position, but he was playing more central, dropping deep. So maybe that could have been, conversations that Arteta had with the boss, with their manager, saying, listen, we want Martinelli to kind of play like this. Can you try and, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm delusional. I just want to see a better version of the player. That's it, man. Just want to see a better version of this player. Okay, let me close some of these tabs. I've got so many open, man. It's about 50 tabs open here. Move, put you on there, over there. All right, cool. There we go. So yeah, we'll be talking about Calafiori. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if a few teams have tried to hijack the Calafiori deal, according to Fabrizio Romano. That's just been published. There's another report that I wanted to read, but can't seem to find it. It was definitely a Fabrizio Romano tweet. Okay, so yeah, man, everything looks done and dusted for Calafiori, man. It's just Bologna and Basel trying to iron out their details. Long live the tabs. Oh, I tell you, bro. I tell you. I tell you. Man never lifts his head up. He is a frustrating to watch. Yeah, I know. That's what people always comment on. Is the fact that he keeps his head down when he runs. I know what, like, listen, I do see it being a problem, but then sometimes I do see Marcelli look up. He takes those moments to look up. And if he's going by like a style of play, so let's say like, because I understand that the looking down and not looking up can be a problem, but at some point throughout that run, you can't tell me that Marcelli's not looking up. He hasn't looked up. Like, he must know. But I do agree, he does run with his head down when he's got the ball a lot, so it does kind of shut down, awareness and knowing where to run. However, if he's going by a strategy, if he's going by a style of play, if he's going off a game plan, and then there's a kind of like a level of expectation within this game plan, then running with your head down isn't as much of a problem, because there is an expectation, and that expectation is, if I get into this position with the ball and I put the ball into this position, I expect 2 or 3 man to be there. So if when you look at it from that perspective, do you know what I mean? But I get it. Come on, man. You need to look up more, bro. You'll obviously be able to create more opportunity, see more opportunity, pick out more passes, pick out more runs, perhaps, depending on where you are on the field and that. But look, I don't have a major problem with that. As long as Marseille just bags and continues to make defenders look like dickheads, pardon my language, I'm good. I'm good. I think Marcelli does that well, man. He's had even though he hasn't had the best GA this season, he has still had a few players on ropes. You know what I mean? Pretty sure Trent's still on ropes. I'm pretty sure Trent's still sitting in his pocket, bro. Let's be honest. Trent's still counting the Portuguese money in his pocket, cuz he's still counting that. Trust me, Trent is still counting them euros or whatever they use. I think it's euros, isn't it? Big up my guy, man, Miaz. Bro, had a bad season. Now everyone has something mad to say about him. These times, season before, guys, was I know that's what I'm saying, cuz listen, I like Martinelli, man. Like, when I was saying Martinelli should be a sacrifice, when I was talking about this earlier, not today, but in past previous weeks and months. And I said, listen, based on the project and the finances that we have, and what we should do, in my opinion, to kind of get out of this mess so we can continue to build and buy improvements, it would be to sacrifice a player. And the only reason I said Martinelli is because he's been one of the poorest players over the last 12 months. Do I really want to sell Martinelli? No. Would I love to keep Martinelli at the club for the rest of his career? That is the expectation. Do you know them way there? But I just want to see him step up. Do you know what I mean? I want to see him step up this season. I know he's got it in him. I know he's got the ability, the quality, the mentality. I know he's got all of that. So I have no issues. I like I said, context is key. We know what was letting Martinelli down last season, and it was the system. It was the style of play. Hopefully, signing a player like Calafiori, who we have on the screen, changes that dynamic and gives Martinelli, so much more to work with. I just don't think he had a lot to work with last season. You know what I mean? Who else we got in this building today, man? Yeah, I want Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus to come good for us this season. Yeah, Gabriel Jesus is another one. Yeah, Kyle Walker as well. As I'm saying, Martinelli was putting Dons on ropes last season. His GA wasn't speaking volume, but the same could be said for Odegaard, bro. I was telling man last season, Odegaard, people were calling out Odegaard last season. And I said to people, hold on, stop calling out Odegaard. Go and look at the data. Odegaard is putting up numbers, but you're just looking at the GA. You're so focused on the GA, you're blinding yourself. You're blinding yourself. GA doesn't tell you everything. It doesn't tell you everything, bro. But if you actually looked at Odegaard's data, his overall data for what he supposed to be doing in those central areas, he was one of the best in Europe at it. Now, the problem for Odegaard last season was the fact that we had Eddie Nketiah and Jesus, two of the worst strikers in the Premier League the season prior, as well as Kai Havertz. top five. They were the top five. Kai Havertz number 1, Jesus number 3 and or number 4, and Eddie Nketiah number 5. He had those in front of him. How do you expect him to be on 10, 15 assists if he's got those strikers missing clear-cut chances? Odegaard's data proved that he was setting a number of chances up. He set up more chances than any other playmaker in Europe last season, especially in the first half of the season. But what was his assists looking like? We got to like November, December, and Odegaard was sitting on 4 assists. I was like, you're taking a piss. And people were calling him out. I'm like, bro, you clearly ain't watching the game, boy. You clearly ain't watching these games, because Odegaard's heart was on the line, fam. He wore his heart on his sleeve in nearly every single game last season. Odegaard was a stand-up performer in nearly every single game. It was incredible. But the people that he had in front of him couldn't convert. And that made him look bad. That's what it was, man. It's kind of, you know what it is? You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Mesut Ozil 2015. That reminds me of Mesut Ozil 2014. Those 2 seasons, the amount of chances that were being created for the strikers that we had, and they weren't converting. It's exactly the same thing that Martin Odegaard's going through or went through last season. Let's hope that changes. And our strikers just get off to a flying start. Let's hope that we sign Victor Gyökeres that just bags every single chance that's put on a plate for him by Odegaard. Because, damn, the work rate and everything that Odegaard's doing, he deserves to be on 20 plus GA in a season. He deserves it. Especially last season, bro. He keeps us ticking. Otherwise, we won't have no creativity in midfield. Yeah, we'll be dead without Odegaard. We'll be totally dead. But that's the same with Mesut Ozil, isn't it? Like, the moment you take Mesut Ozil out of our old team, the team couldn't tick. We didn't know how to. We didn't have to play football. You might see something from Wilshere or Ramsey. You had to rely on Cazorla from creating from deep. But you take Ozil out the team, it was hard to really put those patterns together in the final third. So it was the same thing. Oh, I thought I could hear someone crying. Yeah, definitely kids outside crying. His gas tank is crazy. This guy don't run out of petty, bro. He don't run out of petty. He doesn't need a pit stop. He doesn't need a pit stop. Injury free. Has Odegaard been injured? I don't even want to jinx it. Let's touch wood here, yeah. I don't even have a wood, but no, did he? Flipping. What was I gonna say? Fucking hell. Why for that? Wax. Yeah, anyway. I forgot what I was gonna say. I just got myself gassed, bro. Look at me. Got myself trying to read, trying to think, trying to do multiple things at the same time. Just doesn't work well for me, bro. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, literally. So I'm saying, big up my guy Alfie, man. Big up my guy Alfie. That's what I'm saying. Got literally distracted by that. What's the world coming to, man? Big up all the guys in the building, though. Just over 150 people locked in. Make sure we are hitting up the likes. All of that. Talking about Calafiori right now. Deal agreed. Everything agreed. It's looking pretty positive at the moment. First signing of the summer for Arsenal Football Club, along with Tommy Setback. Is it Tommy Setback? Little young player, obviously, is going into the academy. But what else is Arsenal doing? I want to know who's coming in after Calafiori. You know what I mean? I want to know who Arsenal's got on the agenda right now. Like, is it Victor Gyökeres? Is it I don't know, João Neves? I don't even know who's being linked with Arsenal right now, because no one is being linked. We're actually Pedro Neto. Oh, bro, man, come on. Look, and I'm not saying Pedro Neto's a bad guy, but come on, I don't want to sign Pedro Neto, bro. I honestly don't want to sign Pedro Neto. I think that is just going to be one of the worst signings we could have made. Why? Because he will be on that injury table for most of the time. He will be on that medical chair, speaking with doctors, the physio, You know, he's going to be with those dons more than he's with the flipping team. That's what Pedro Neto is going to do. You know, it's going to end up being Santi Cazorla 2.0. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what it's going to be. You know, and the maddest thing is at least we saw some years of Santi before that mad injury come into play. And I think it's like 2014, 2015, we never saw Santi ever again. You know, it was some craziness like that, probably a couple of games here and there. That impact could be Pedro Neto instantly, especially with the way Arteta's got these man training. Thomas Partey, look at his legs. This guy was octopus, bruv. 4 or 5 years ago, I was watching Thomas Partey clips a little while ago. This guy was all over the place. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen Thomas Partey do that for Arsenal. Never. Octopus stayed in Spain. Yeah, they belonged in Spain. Octopuses can't survive in this type of climate. in London, on octopus. In this climate. No. It's not going to survive. Octopus had to stay in Spain. It had to stay there. So the Thomas Partey we got was a totally different Thomas Partey. The legs on this brother, totally gone. Totally gone. And I'll tell you what kind of has led to that. The training sessions that Mikel Arteta puts these guys under. It's good for the young players. It's good for these 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, gets them really fired up and ready. But when you're 30, when you're 27, 28, 29, you've already, you've already been suffering with a number of injuries. Yeah. These type of training sessions are not going to do well for Pedro Neto, bruv. And it's exactly that, Nath. It's the injury record. It scares me. There's no point in signing Pedro Neto. The moment he gets knocked, we're all going to be standing on our seat like, he's done. That's it. 6 months, 7 months. Like, everyone's going to be shook, scared. Every time he gets on the ball, everyone's going to be shook. Everyone's going to be shook. The moment he gets a knock, everyone's going to be shook. Come on, man. We don't want that. Even the players, if the players know that he's injury prone and they can see that he's a target and he's getting injured, I mean, it might put some fear into them. It might make them feel some type of way in the game. Pedro Neto, the star man over the last 2 games, has got absolutely taken out by Gvardiol in a derby against City. Players are now like, oh shit, man, Gvardiol just took him out. Pedro Neto's had to be taken off. And now we're bringing on Reece Nelson. Bro. The scenarios that we could find ourselves in with Pedro Neto could be manic. I don't think we don't want that. Literally. We don't want Neto. We don't want him. You know, no cap, the moment he gets injured, we're gonna say, why did we buy him? Exactly. Facts. You know, all of the things are gonna just come out. Everything that we think before we actually sign a player, they're all gonna start coming out after we sign him. It's bullshit. There's no point. Saka and Neto, 2 different gravy. Saka built different. Saka is built different. When I was watching him in the Euros, though, physically manhandling dons. Yeah, he was moving man off the ball. I was like, that's my don. That's my don. Let them know the physical presence from Saka has grown. He has got physical presence now. You can't just move Saka off the ball, but he will move you off your feet if you're on that ball and he wants it. When Saka plays with aggression and he wants to be intimidating, Saka can be a monster, bro. And teams will fear him. That's why they want to put 3-4 man on him. They don't even put 2 or 3 man on Vinicius Jr. They're putting 4 man on Saka, blood. 4 man. The Black Sonic, bruv. They're scared, cuz. The Black Sonic, I'm telling you, bruv. They are scared. The African strength, I'm telling you. He's got presence now. He's got physical presence. Anyway, let's move on. What else we got to talk about here? Calafiori, obviously one of the main topics of discussion. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Big up all the real ones in the building. We much appreciate every single one of you that are locked in on this lovely Sunday. The sun, I mean, I don't know what happened, man. Friday, we had like a heat wave, man. It was like 30 degrees on Friday. My partner's all telling me, yeah, Saturday and Sunday is going to be the same, babe. I'm looking at the window. It's been grey for the past 2 days. You know what I mean? It has been absolutely grey. But to be quite fair, after the heat that we had on Friday, the nice, cool, breezy winds has been Yeah, for me, it's been needed. It has been needed. But yeah, I don't know what's happened with London weather. It's so bipolar. The Black Sonic. Hey, listen, that's my guy. The Black Sonic. Hey, that is Saka, bro. He leads, bro. You know, Sonic is the main character, isn't it? Main character, the fastest guy in the thing, runs the game. Everyone follows him. That is, bro. Saka is Sonic, bro. Saka Sonic. Hey, listen, we've got Saka's new name for the season. We've got Saka's new name for the season, guys. This is England wax. This is what I'm saying, man. Bipolar settings over here, man. Bipolar settings. It's all that pounded yam, fam. I'm telling you. Gets that good food, mate. He gets that good foods. Okay, what else we got going on, man? What else we got going on? Calafiori. I just want to know who else is following in Calafiori's footsteps, bro. Because I swear to you, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything, like not even a little link, man. Pedro Neto, that's it. That's what I'm saying. I don't even want to talk about him. We've already moved on from Pedro Neto. We've already moved on from him. This is probably interesting. We can look at, some stats for our left backs. These are the stats for the left backs. Let me have a little look here. Calafiori. Whoa, I mean, his numbers speak for themselves, but I mean, he has played so many more minutes than the other two. Only 500, 600 minutes more, 550, 560 minutes more than Zinchenko. Dual success is only up by 2%. Recoveries is up, that's a 50%. He's got 194 recoveries in comparison to Zinchenko's 104. That's almost 50% improvement on Calafiori there. And then interceptions as well, 50 interceptions to Zinchenko's 20. No point in comparing Nketiah. Firstly, he's not even a left back, and secondly, he's only played 948 minutes. But he's decent. Calafiori's also had 7 goal involvements, so that's more goal involvements than Zinchenko. Even if you gave, based on the averages, I'm not saying this is bang on, but even if you gave Zinchenko an extra 500 minutes to kind of equate to equal Calafiori's minutes, I think it probably only takes him to about 5. So his goal involvements will still be lower than Calafiori's. Nketiah, sorry. Look, come on, wax, relax. A little bit else, slow down. Nketiah has a couple of goal involvements. He's actually got more goal involvements than Zinchenko, playing almost half the games less than Zinchenko's played. The only problem for Nketiah is his recoveries, and that's been a problem for him at left back. He hasn't been able to recover. He loses the ball, can't recover. He's playing out of position now. What do you expect? Interceptions only 8. Not that great, is it? So, I mean, his interceptions as a left back, it means that in the position that he finds himself in, he's not reading the game well, is he? When he plays at left back, he's clearly not reading the game well. How can you only have 8 interceptions, bruv? 8 interceptions with 945 minutes played. Maybe I'm looking into it a bit too much, but I think that's appalling. I don't think that's good enough. And Zinchenko's is definitely not good enough. And if you kind of give Nketiah the same amount of minutes that Zinchenko's had, he still equates to be less. It still works out to be less than Zinchenko's. Let me get some coffee, damn me. It still works out to be less than Zinchenko. So still questionable. Still questionable. Oh my God. Wax, the weather is like our summer window. Yeah, 110%, man. Big you up, Alfie. It is 110% like our summer window. Absolutely dead. Was raining yesterday. Was it raining yesterday? I didn't see no rain. Arsenal ain't putting out their business anymore, says Rowe. I mean, that's the conclusion that most of us have come to. The Arsenal ain't putting out their business anymore. They're keeping it under the radar. Nobody is going to know about what Arsenal are doing. You're just going to be surprised. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. To be quite fair, I don't entirely believe that, man. I think all teams kind of aim to keep their deals secret, but unfortunately, it just gets leaked somehow. But for Arsenal to be doing this, like proper, like I don't know, man. Like this is like some what? There's some secret society. What? There's some secret society that no one, that everything's a conspiracy now. Like is that what it is with Arsenal? Arsenal have become some secret society that everything's a conspiracy. Nobody knows the actual truth about what Arsenal are doing. Is that what it is? Is that what Arsenal have become? Arsenal have carried them. So I'm not surprised, man. If you really take in what these men have been feeding us over the past 12 months, then you'll understand that these guys are up to something. Mikel Arteta is a funny don. He's a funny don, isn't he? Kivior was only decent against bottom 3 teams. Get rid of this guy. Big up my guy, Just Ads in the building. LMS says Kivior put in decent shift at LB, to be honest, but some games you tell he ain't comfortable there. Yeah, he got caught out of position a lot. There's a few things, giving away passes. I mean, if you need your left back to invert, he has to be able to pass the ball, man. He has to be able to pass the ball. And I mean, everyone can pass the ball, right? All players can pass the ball, but you know what I mean. Like, you need to have that creative, you need to have some creative intelligence, bro. Know how to take those risky passes, bro. You need to have a bit of vision. You need to have a bit of vision. He's not an LB. Just F off, please. Instead of Eddie sucking his daughter's toes, he needs to get us a striker. They don't need to tell you Wax and affect the outcome of a deal. That's smart. I mean, does it really affect the outcome of the deal if they try and keep it under radar? I mean, because we've been told that Calafiori deal was being hijacked regardless, isn't it? Or the attempts to try and hijack it was made. But I mean, look, if Arsenal have sold a vision, and if Arsenal have spoken to the player and the representatives and ironed out all the details, and the player is adamant that he wants Arsenal, who cares who knows about it? Who cares if the media talk about it? Like all this trying to keep shit secret, it's bullshit. What keeping shit secret for what, bruv? You reach out to the team tell you what they value the player at, what they want, and you get a deal done, bruv. All this secret stuff, man. You moving like some girls, blood. Like you moving like some girls. Oh, it's a little secret. I want to see a secret. You want to look at man and make him feel some type of way, and then you want to go and whisper in someone's ear. Like that's the type of shit that man's doing. You know that back in the day. I know people have been there before. When man's looked at you, 2 man have looked at you, or not 2 man, or anyone have just looked at you, or 2 man. But 2 people have looked at you, made you feel some type of way by the look they've given you, and then they've gone to whisper in each other's ear. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Are you taking a piss out of me or something? These little secrets. Maybe like little bitches, bro. Oh, just get the deals done, man. Get the deals done, all these little secrets. Get the deals done. No one cares. You know what I mean? No one cares, bro. Like at the end of the day, we only care when the deal is done. That's when we care. We care when the deal is done. So if the media start talking about it, nobody cares because the deal's not done. You know what I mean? So all this secret stuff, it doesn't mean anything. It's literally, yeah, I know I probably needed multiple pauses there. But all this secret stuff, it means nothing. It's just gas, man. But when the reports come out and we complain about Link FC, so they literally can't win. But I mean, what is that? What has that got to do with getting the deals done? I don't care if they drop reports every day and call us Linked FC. I don't give a damn. That's got nothing to do with me. The more you are trying to be secret of your team, what does it mean? What does it mean? Like I don't understand. I don't understand. Like they've been secret with their team, and they've still had a number of reports drop and say, oh, they're linked with this one, they're linked with that one. Come on, man. How many players have Arsenal been linked with this summer? There was a report actually coming out that come out a couple of days ago, and say Arsenal have been linked with over like 90 different players so far this transfer window. Yeah, Linked FC, but if I call them Linked FC, bro, it's for the bounce, innit? I don't care. Like, I don't really give a shit. I only give a shit when the deals are done. That's what I'm saying. The Linked FC is literally just for vibes. It's literally just for bounce. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, guys, the Linked FC is just for bounce for vibes, bro. The most important thing is you get deals done, bro. You get deals done. What are you doing to get deals done? Oh no, I want to keep everything in secret. You keep everything in secret for what? Because you don't want people to call you Linked FC. Is that what that's supposed to come on, bruv? It's gas. It's fucking gas. You know, it's gas. You know, clearly these men are struggling at the moment. They are struggling. That's what it is. They are bloody struggling. Anyway, let me just read through a few more comments and I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I don't think there's that much to talk about. We were talking about Eddie and Nketiah. I spoke about Eddie. We spoke about, we didn't speak about Obi Martin. That's who I wanted to talk about, actually. So let's quickly switch over to Obi Martin. Make sure we are hitting the like button, all of that. Like the most important thing, guys, man, we have to stop waffling. The most important thing is, you know, we need to just get deals done. Linked FC, Banter FC, all these names don't mean a thing. They don't mean a thing. Do you know what I mean? They're just there for vibes and bants and to pass time. Literally pass time. You know, these guys just need to deliver. By next week, not only do I expect Calafiori to be done and dusted, I expect another superstar to be on the verge of joining Arsenal Football Club. Another superstar. Okay, with the Obi Martin deal, what's happened here? What's happened? He wants to join Manchester United. That's what's happened. Yeah, he just wants to join Manchester United. Manchester United want to close the Chido Obi Martin deal. Chadibo, I don't know why I'm calling him that. I'm pushing to get the deal sealed as soon as possible. Understand Chido will make his final decision in the next hours, days after visiting several clubs in the UK and Germany. It is considered imminent. So, yeah, Manchester United really pushing for this young player. Listen, I think, to be quite fair, you won't be seeing another man join next week. I'll definitely know we won't, because this club's not serious enough to do that. That's what I'm saying. This club's a dickhead club, bruv. And it's starting to show their true colors. You know, you've got fucking Edu, incompetent. That's what it is. Edu, incompetent, bruv. You know, yeah, so look, you know what I expect? I expect Dan Bentley to come, and I expect probably one other Don to join this team, bro. Arsenal ain't having a summer window that everyone expects. I know people are saying Victor Gyökeres in the chat, but I really don't think that we're going to be signing Victor Gyökeres, bro. I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're going to be Calafiori is going to be the marquee signing, and that's it, bro. Everyone else that comes in are going to be some bit part players. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. People are getting gassed because he's scored 15 plus goals on the under 18s, but can't bring the same numbers to the under 21s. Go says United might actually give him game time. They do want to promote the youngers. Big up Josh. He says Nketiah was banging goals in the academy. Yeah. Who though? Wax superstar. What superstar? That's what I'm saying. I don't know who's going to be coming. I question it because Fabrizio Romano put it out there and he ain't always right. He better be right or he'll be lynched. Oh my God. Hit up the likes, big up the Emirates faithful. Much appreciate you. I feel like we're linked with this many players because they don't want no one to know who they're getting or keep their price down on the player they're trying to buy. I would be wrong though. I could be wrong though. But that makes sense, Trigger. Like if Arsenal are really trying to keep things secret, then the best way for them to do that would be have Arsenal linked with everyone. Because if Arsenal are linked with everyone, then we won't know who Arsenal are actually trying to sign. But the fact that you're sitting here and there's no reports linking us with no one other than Pedro Neto, I mean, it makes you think maybe they're not trying to do anything secret. Maybe maybe they're not doing anything at all because they don't have the money to do that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it. Big up Zeeks, big up everyone I can see in the building. Much appreciate every single one of you. Hit the likes, all of that. Make sure you go over to Wax Unfiltered, subscribe to that channel as well. So if we sell Eddie, ESR, Nelson, you really think we ain't bringing no one else in? If that is the case, it's time to move on from Arsenal. Well, for some reason, I think I think ESR is going to be convinced to stay. I think Nelson's not going to. We're not going to get a lot of money for Nelson. We're looking at about 10 to 12 million for Nelson. So, I don't know who we're going to be replacing. And Eddie Nketiah, he's going to get sold, and we're looking at a potential player, like a potential Don to come in. That's what we've been told. Not someone that's better than Kai. We want someone that's better than Kai. Not someone that's not even better than Eddie. Just a younger version of Eddie. Like, come on. But that's what Arsenal are going to end up doing. They're going to sign some bit part players or some shit like that. Let's see, man. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, hit up the likes. All of that. Much appreciate every single one of you. Big up Mikey. Big up everyone. And yeah, man, we'll go again tomorrow. So make sure you join us 11:30 in the morning. And I look forward to seeing you guys then. Coffee gang. Cheers.